It's the time of the month again.
Very exciting time.
Another special feature for all Netflix fans. Welcome back to Screen Lab, a taste of your favorite. Today, we are listing down Netflix shows to watch out for in October 2020. We'll be sharing fresh and returning titles for Netflix original shows, TV series, and films. Prepare your calendar and notes again because Netflix has tons of must-watch titles for you.
I like it.
First in our long list of titles is The Trial of the Chicago 7, October 16.
You know why you're on trial here?
Another addition to the Netflix trend of featuring some of the famous people and historical events around the globe. Aaron Sorkin writes and directs this promising historical drama, taking us back to the late 1960s. The film follows the story of a group of defendants charged by the federal government with conspiracy, provoking riots, and other charges related to the anti-Vietnam War. The Chicago 7 led the countercultural protests that took place in Chicago, Illinois during the 1968 Democratic National Convention. The Trial of the Chicago 7 was almost released in movie theaters. However, the crew settled for Netflix instead of Paramount Pictures due to the pandemic. Another thing, Steven Spielberg also settled into being a producer together with Walter F. Parks and Laurie MacDonald instead of directing the film. Among the cast is Eddie Redmayne, Sacha Baron Cohen, Jeremy Strong, and Alex Sharp. Unsolved Mysteries, Volume 2, October 19.
My hope is that there is somebody that's out there that knows the truth.
From one real-life story to a long list of true-to-life docuseries, Netflix is releasing another batch of Unsolved Mysteries episodes after the success of the initial set in July 2020. The series explores true crime cases and reports of the paranormal, encouraging audience members to try to solve the mysteries themselves. Unsolved Mysteries originally aired from 1987 to 2010 on various networks, but it's best known for the initial NBC run hosted by the late Robert Stack. This Netflix reboot keeps the same pacing and tone that initially made the series so bizarrely captivating. This series helped the general public solve at least 260 cold cases. Volume 2 was made possible by viewers of Volume 1, who submitted at least 24 credible tips out of thousands of emails. The release of Unsolved Mysteries Volume 2 is just in time for sweater weather and Halloween season. This series is a must-watch if you want another staple of middle-brow, suburban culture, true crime documentaries. Executive producer Terry Dunn Muir did make a few structural tweaks for the Unsolved Mysteries reboot. He reveals that these new episodes focus entirely on standalone stories and don't include a narrator. Incidentally, there's more material for streamers to consume and more attention to detail overall. Also, Volume 2 will also include some episodes in time for Halloween.
Damn, this is some scary shit!
Rebecca, October 21.
Welcome to Mandalay.
Next on our list is a British romantic thriller film, Rebecca. This new addition to Netflix gothic fiction list is based on the novel, was written by English author Daphne du Maurier, and was already adapted to screen by Alfred Hitchcock in 1940, 2 years after its literary debut in 1938. Ben Wheatley directs this 2020 mystery romance movie featuring the talents of Lily James, Armie Hammer, and Sam Riley. The movie follows a newlywed who returns to the husband's impressive Manderley Manor on a desolate English coast. However, Lily James' character just found herself in the shadow of his ex-wife. The story develops as James continues to be unaware of the trappings of her new residence, but soon, her once fairy tale of marriage is sent into a frenzy as the shadow of Maxim's first wife, Rebecca, begins haunting her. Rebecca's legacy is kept alive at Manderley by the disdainful housekeeper, Mrs. Danvers, who despises James for stepping into her former mistress' shoes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you'd been a lady's maid.
Cadaver, October 22.
Allt är en del av teatern.
Cadaver is a Norwegian psychological thriller. It is a post-apocalyptic survival story that shows the horrors of humanity after its fall. The story centers on the starving aftermath of a nuclear disaster. A family is on the edge of survival. One day, the local hotel invites survivors to attend a theater play, with meal included, as a charitable effort to help those in need. Left with no choice, the family of 3 decided to go to the hotel. The man who manages the hotel introduces the entire hotel as the stage. Attendees are given masks to help separate them from actors, but things escalated. The expected to be a charitable event ends up being haunted. The audience members started to disappear, and when the mother and the family disappeared in front of her son and husband, it all became a whole another experience to this struggling family. Aside from the thrilling story, this is also a must-watch because it is the first Norwegian film to be streamed in Netflix. How are you liking this initial list so far? If you think you are ready to feel the chills on Halloween when you started a movie marathon instead of trick-or-treating, stay tuned because there are more titles you add to your options. Emily in Paris, October 2.
Emily Cooper?
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
The series is the latest from creator Darren Star, who is behind the hit series Sex and the City.
Very classy.
Just by watching the trailer, it's easy to see Star's fingerprints on this new endeavor.
I think you're the one bringing the drama.
Lily Collins stars Emily Cooper, an ambitious 20-something marketing executive from Chicago. She unexpectedly lands her dream job in Paris when her company acquires a French luxury marketing company. Because of her responsibilities, Emily heads to the City of Light to shop, eat, and revamp the company's media strategy. According to Netflix, Emily's new life in Paris is filled with intoxicating adventures and surprising challenges as she juggles winning over her work colleagues, making friends, and navigating new romances. Season 1's trailer was released early September, and it features what all of the viewers are expecting: more stop-in-your-tracks fashion, French landmarks, and one soon-to-be very hot and messy love triangle. Critics say the overall vibe of the trailer seems to be compared to the images of The Devil Wears Prada, especially as Emily becomes more ingratiated into the world of Paris. However, these are all hunches until we see the premiere of Emily in Paris on October 2.
So many possibilities.
We lay my love and I.
The Haunting of Bly Manor, October 9.
A ghost story.
Another title that is making a buzz on social media is The Haunting of Bly Manor. Fans are looking forward to one of the most anticipated offerings on the Netflix and Chills lineup. The Haunting of Bly Manor is the follow-up series to The Haunting of Hill House, a major Halloween hit when it was released in October 2018. Created by horror visionary Mike Flanagan, the 2018 film was widely praised for its ability to pack an emotional punch while still delivering the scares. This year, he moves to another literary classic in Gothic horror. He opted to create an on-screen adaptation of Henry James' The Turn of the Screw, which was set in the 1980s England. However, despite being an anthology, Flanagan's recycling cast members from the first season to take on new roles, with Victoria Pedretti and Oliver Jackson Cohen as the leads. Pedretti plays Danny Clayton, who faces strange happenings while nannying a pair of children at Bly Manor. His House, October 30.
You will be sent to a home of our choosing. You must not move from this address.
After a great run during the 2020 Sundance Film Festival, Netflix has acquired the global rights to His House from New Regency. It managed to get good reviews after the audiences were struck by its message on race, immigration, and genocide, alongside its supernatural frights. The film is about a refugee couple, played by Wumi Musaku and Shopi Dirisu, fleeing from war-torn South Sudan, who settles in an uncaring, xenophobic English town. Musaku and Dirisu's characters find themselves caught in quite the web of devastating circumstances, and you feel the weight of it all, courtesy of the intensity, emotion, and nuance of their work. If you think that's the worst part, it is not. Things got more difficult for the couple. The Sudanese family must contend with a magical and evil secret that may be connected to their experiences. Remy Week's first feature film is very ambitious because he continues to prove that the horror genre can be an extremely powerful way to explore some of the most devastating problems of our reality.
You don't wonder what it tells me. It says I should be afraid of you.
MANK, TBA. The exact release date for this film is still unknown, but what we know is that this is the most anticipated movie of the month, perhaps the entire 2020. For many moviegoers around the world, David Fincher's return to filmmaking with MANK is extremely special. In case you did not know, Fincher is behind the blockbuster movies including The Fight Club, Gone Girl, Zodiac, and Social Network. But more than the fact that Fincher is one of the most skilled filmmakers in all of Hollywood, adding to the anticipation is the fact MANK is a longtime passion project for Fincher. The director's father, screenwriter Jack Fincher, wrote the MANK script before his passing in 2003. Another unique thing in this film is that it was shot entirely in black and white. We'll be following the development of the movie Citizen Kane. It is just so easy to understand why cinephiles are eagerly awaiting the release of his latest film on Netflix. This film is still yet to release a trailer, but still photos are already floating online. When looking at these images, words like gorgeous and perfect come to mind. It looks like David Fincher went all in on the 1940s aesthetic, and the final product is a sight to behold. Comment down below and let's see which Netflix shows, TV series, or films you are excited to see. If you enjoyed this video, you will definitely be interested to watch our video about the best hidden gems on Netflix. Make the most of your waiting time and stream must-see films and TV series floating around the platform. Subscribe to ScreenLab and click the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest updates about Netflix. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.